That. I hear me.
I hear you.
Hey, I think we good. We good on the live now.
Okay.
All right. So for those just tuning in, which is good anyway, this gives people time. Please share this live. Share the album Variants Earth 117.
Yeah.
I'm your host, always doing the most, Tone the Boss, and my variant right here. CHISongwriter, what up, what up, what up?
Feeling very.
Do you get a second applause? We're going to give you a second applause.
Yeah, it's him.
All right, so as mentioned earlier, that nobody could hear. But anyway, we're at Mr. B's tonight performing live. We're pushing the show back. We were going to start at 6. We're going to go ahead and push that thing back to 8 o'clock. I need y'all to pop out, turn up. We wait until the snow clears. We don't want nobody driving unsafe. I mean, but if you're in Iowa, you should know how to drive in snow because this isn't new and everybody acting like this is something brand new. Like, bro, this is how we live. This is how we've been living.
Midwest, my boy.
This is how we live. But yeah, the Midwest, man, speaking of the Midwest, speaking of Variants, speaking of Chicago, the project is out now.
Yeah.
Variants Earth 117.
Yes.
We got a story to tell. How the hell did we get here?
How did we get here?
How did we get here? Sorry, I sing sometimes.
Oh, no.
It was fine.
Man, it's crazy because we were at Riley's show.
Yeah.
Was that
Shout out to
Riley?
Riley in the booth right now, Riley Mobs.
We was at Riley's show and I was performing and you was DJing.
You had a big ass line, bro. I couldn't even approach you. Well, I was also DJing, but you had a line after you performed.
I was appreciated.
Yeah,
always.
you definitely got hella love, but I was just amazed at the performance. I feel, by the way, this is part 2 of the podcast. I feel like we covered that part in part 1.
We did.
How we met.
Yeah.
So I think we fast forward a little bit from where we met to what we started accomplishing since that first podcast, the first couple records we did. Issa Stick Up and Heartless. Yeah.
So you want to go straight into the songs?
Nah, we
what you
gonna
saying?
we are gonna play some songs. Let's talk about. So we did those 2 records,
Yeah.
which was super dope, and I think what came after that was probably the Triple I tour, right?
Yeah, we did the Triple I tour.
Yeah. So talk to us about.
No, you go take it back.
Oh, shit.
You invited me to your T1 anniversary.
You did
party
pull
that
up.
do-
You
and I
pulled
did
up. Sold some merch.
Sold some merch there. Yes, that was super cool.
That shit was fire.
That was a lot.
A
That
little
was a
glow
vibe. So
party.
that was the first experience of me coming to one of your events.
I think we go back. What about Davenport?
Davenport.
Remember we did Davenport, and you killed that, and you brought merch there.
Oh,
Do you remember
was
that?
first then? Okay, so Davenport.
Was that after Heartless and Stick Up?
Yeah, we had. I don't know. I can't remember the order.
The
I can't, don't do that. Don't do the timeline.
The timeline is crazy.
Nah, you know, the
but
timeline
you
be
definitely
veering
killed
off.
Davenport, and then I feel like it was Davenport, and then the anniversary
Yeah,
show.
that's what happened. So it was Davenport. You invited me out to perform at the Davenport show.
Yep.
And then we were just chopping it up, and then we ended up. You was like, I want you. You know, I got T1 like your anniversary party.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, it was. I don't know how the merch came up, but it came up, and then it ended up coming out again.
Yeah.
And then we linked, and then after that. Then I believe that was a Triple I tour. I hit you up and wanted you to come out to DJ for it.
Yep.
And then so we did 3 cities. We did I don't know, give me the line. I'll be doing so many shows I forget, but I think it was Fort Wayne.
Fort Wayne for sure. Was it Galesburg that
It
time?
was Fort Wayne, Springfield, and Iowa City. Yeah.
Yep. Unimpaired. RIP Unimpaired. They're no longer there. Yeah.
Well,
Karma. We may not talk about that. We
No,
might.
gotta talk about that.
We
We're
might
good.
after we had these shots. Shout out to
Yeah.
Casa War, our tequila sponsor.
yeah, so that was dope. And then you got to meet Nate. And,
Yeah.
so Nate actually hit me up. Nate, aka Nasty, hit me up, and him and his girl hit me up and wanted to come be on a tour. So it kind of worked out.
How did you even meet Nate?
He first did one of my showcases. So I was doing showcases in Peoria, Illinois, and then he hit his Grace hit me up.
Okay.
And then we kind of was like, yeah, like I was like, come out, here's how it happens, here's how it works. They came out, did one of the shows. He really rocked with how I put together events, and it just was like I had the 3-day tour and the next, and he was like, yeah, I'm with that. So we just kind of got cool. That was our first time hanging out, really, after that.
So he ended up finding you, or you found him, or
They found me.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because Grace is from where I went to college at.
What?
And so somebody from the college or somebody that knew me from the city mentioned me to them because they were, looking to do music stuff.
Yeah.
And so they was like, oh, you got no Casper, you got no Shy. Like, that's the person you should know. And I was like, Damn, that's cool. I don't even know who it was.
Yeah.
So that's like
Shout
super
out to
awesome. Shout
mystery
out to
connection.
mystery person. We love that.
It was God. Look
It
at
was
God.
Look at God. So that connection ended up coming, and now I booked for him.
Yeah.
But so we just did. But that's like fast forward.
Yeah, I think we don't go there. Don't go there because
what's in between there? So after
Triple I tour, I got to meet Nate. I got to DJ. One thing I did want to talk about, because I'm always like I damn near need to rename the Talkin' Top Tier, because it's always about these full circle moments.
Yeah.
And also I always want to educate people too on like the do's and don'ts in the music industry.
Yeah.
So we're not gonna like disclose numbers, but when we first met, like I paid for a feature. Like I saw your performance and I believed in you that much.
Yeah.
Like paid for you to hop on a song and paid for your travel. Yeah. And like I've done that. I've paid for features for like mainstream artists, but never independent artists. Because we all got egos. Like, oh, they should be paying me or blah blah blah. I got this opportunity.
So that's actually how the song started.
Yeah. Me seeing you perform, believing in you, and seeing the craziest performance I ever seen in CRL, like all the energy that I just lack. I don't have that. I don't know how to get that. And I was like, the best way to tap into that is to work with you. Yeah. So, so I paid for the features, paid for the beats, the studio time, the mixing and everything. And then I feel like, and then I paid for a consultation maybe a month or so later.
Yeah, and we chopped it up just about,
So the full circle moment, and like not expected, not asked, not like, hey, how do I, make, like, dude, the money is so frivolous to me. Like, one thing we keep saying a lot is pays the cost to be the boss.
Yeah.
But I also fully believe in like that what you put out there always comes back to you.
Yeah.
So the dopest thing to me that was full circle, that wasn't something that I asked for or anything, is you offer me that opportunity to DJ the Triple I tour. That was a paid opportunity with travel and all that.
The songs came first, so we already had Heartless and
Stick Up.
Stick Up first.
Yep.
And then
I feel like that was like December. No,
we did that instantly. Like we did that within like 2 months of knowing each other.
Yeah.
So we did those songs.
Yep.
And then you paid for it. And I was like, man, that's love. Because I'm the type of person, if you're gonna spend money with me and believe in what I do, then you're a good person. Like sometimes some things are just simple business transactions, and you don't really end up working together again. But my automatic thought process is you spend money with me. Like, well, how can I get money back to you?
That's
you
fine.
know what I'm saying.
I didn't know that about you. Like, that wasn't why I did any of that. Yeah. So like, but for it to really come back around and you gave me those experiences. Like, I've never been to Indiana, never been to Springfield, Illinois, and let alone the DJ in those places, and it's paid, and the travel and everything was covered, and we fucking vibe, bro. We turned up. That shit was lit. Like, to get paid to have that kind of experience is just nuts. Like, that's really me living my dream. So thank you for that.
Hey, it's all
but
love,
also, like I said, it's just full circle shit. Like, I just was willing to take that chance on you, and like, bro, I usually don't, and I didn't even say that to you, but I'm thinking in my head, like, usually don't pay it, but like, hey man, if you really fuck with this dude, really want to see what he about, just do it, take the chance. And like, the energy was just right. I'm like, fuck it, we gonna do the records, I'm gonna pay him, we gonna get it done. And
it's appreciated too, because I mean, this is what I do full time, so every dollar matter,
And the consultation was fire. Like, I didn't even, I guess I should get into that too. We did a consultation on the BMI stuff.
Yeah.
And you broke that down and showed me how to do it, and now I've definitely, not only the DJ shit, but I've made it back off of just the BMI shit you taught me.
That's dope.
So like, it's a full circle. The consultation works. This ain't a sales pitch. He didn't know.
Testimonial.
He said, "There's the clip."
It's a testimonial.
There's the clip. There's the testimonial.
That's
but
hard.
no, that it really, like, you just have to invest in this industry. As we say, pays the cost to be the boss.
And when you're an artist, you're the boss.
Yeah.
So you're
your boss. But we're also, and not to like try to make us above anybody, but we also take risks with the showcases.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to talk about that, like some wins, losses type of situation.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, we will talk about, we'll get there later. I was gonna say
we're on our route.
We'll get there. But with the showcases and stuff, like, that's, I feel like, when I discovered that we actually were true variants. It's like, bro, you're doing the same thing either I'm doing or trying to do, and our minds in the same place. And like I said, we understand wins and losses in the music industry on a different level.
But wait, though. How many years have you been doing Summer Jam?
So this year will be my seventh. Yep.
So this year for my 309 Fest, which is something similar to what you do, which is like, it's like my artists from the 309 area come perform, blah, blah, blah. I don't really usually I don't bring you on from the outside in like that. But you do. But I've been doing that for 5 years, so this will be the 6th year. So when it's so funny how like
Variance,
we think,
bro.
The main difference is I look better and I can see better.
No, that's subjective. I have plenty that disagree with that.
Talking shit. I'm talking shit.
The difference is I got some babies out here.
You know what I can do? I can see better. I got 20/20.
I don't need these. There we go. I can't see shit. All right. And you ball better too. We got to get to that too. I will give you that for sure. We go get to that.
You DJ 10,000 times better than me. So.
There we go. I got something, man. But yeah, dude, Triple I.
And you know who got the flyest suits in the game? That boy Toe got some fly suits. Man.
He had to watch me come off some. By the way, for those watching the live, your boy is still on the home hunt, which I really, it's wild. I really do feel like it's a blessing in disguise. I don't know the light at the end of the tunnel, and like everybody's saying, oh, it's you'll bounce back. And I don't know how I'm gonna bounce back. Like my faith is gonna allow me to bounce back, or it's gonna propel me into a better situation. But no, I'm still out here, kind of homeless, you know. Shy saw me last night, a consignment store pulled up. Shout out to our sponsor, Capriati's. But they pulled up and just started collecting shit. And I'm like, bro, I don't part ways with like none of my shit. Like,
I hurt you a little bit.
Yeah, it hurt a lot. It hurt a lot. But, you know, it's necessary and all that shit's material. And I just know the direction, like our connection, like we're going way beyond this material shit. There will be sacrifices made. There always is. There's like people think this shit is easy and think it's all fun and games and all parties. And it's like, motherfucker, I drink to deal with this shit. Like I'm not a smoker, but I will drink because real life be real lifing.
Real life is real, and that's the thing too. I think when you're taking risks like this, the outsiders see the wins, and they view them as wins. Let's say it like that.
Yeah.
So let's say you throw an event and 200 people come out and everybody's like, man, that was so great event. Man, he probably made a bag. I'm ready. Man, it might have cost you blah, blah, blah to do it. You might have lost. You really might have lost money trying to take. You know what I'm saying? Trying to pay for everybody, make sure everybody good. Like when you the boss, that's kind of what happens. So you don't have that extra bread to be like, oh, let's do personal stuff. Like everything is business. Like
it is.
You know what I mean? Especially when you're building up something.
That's actually something I got to elaborate on because I just had a recent experience that I don't think people understand, and I'm going to break it down real quick. But, you know, I do these dope-ass shows at Ideal Theater.
Yeah.
But they cost, and I let a lot of people in my shit for free. Like I do care about having more people than making more money.
Yeah.
But I need these people that's coming in for free to understand like you are actually kind of hurting the brand.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're making it where I can't continue to do these great shows. But just for example, you know, if we make $1,000 off the door, that's $20 a head. That's like what 50 people, 50 people that pay $20. If I pay, so that's $1,000 made, and this is just an example. But if I pay security $300, I pay the door person $75, the showrunner $150, and then pay the sound and lighting person $200. That's about $720 in venue fees.
Yeah.
Or if I just rented a venue, those usually range anywhere from $5,000 to in a couple months I'll be renting a venue for $8,000.
Right.
So those fees add up. So like. After paying venue, I'm a person, everybody gets paid before I do. So I make sure my drummer, my keyboardist, my guitarist. So, if I'm running a 6-7 person band, where the fuck am I supposed to make money, y'all?
Yeah.
And on top of marketing and promotional material and online ads, like, I'm glad you're here and I'm glad you're enjoying, but definitely don't complain about those shit. Don't ask me, hey, when's the performance is over? That's the most disrespectful shit.
And you ain't paying no money to be here? You better just enjoy.
And you coming to the owner like, how long are they going to be rapping for? Like, bruh, do not complain or alter anybody's perception. And just don't be here if you go complain about how we doing this.
And you
especially,
got it for free.
And you got it for free. Might have got some drinks off of me. Like, come on, bro. You running up my tab?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Complain. It's wild. It's wild.
Yeah.
Like, that'll be the reason I stopped drinking, just so motherfuckers don't run up my tab. Nah, I don't drink at shows. No tab. They don't get a card. Cash only. But yeah, man, it really does pay the cost, and I don't think people understand that amongst our travel, making sure the other artists on the show is happy. We are the last people to get paid. We put in a lot to entertain and to fulfill these dreams of ours.
Yeah.
What's talk about some of your experiences, good and bad.
I think my worst experience, and this was, we had, and I tried to do the business right, really was on, we had contracts, everything, but we took somebody on tour and they had a bigger following and everything was, it was cool, whatever.
Yep.
So it looked good, but I wasn't the one who initiated the tour, right? So someone else initiated it. They was like, oh man, and put my name in there, just without asking, but then I'm like, okay, cool, whatever, this sounds fun. And they talking all the numbers.
Yep.
So I'm like, all right, I don't know what the draw will be. I'm not sure. I'm not super positive about it. But I'm like, all right, cool. Like, this sounds like a good opportunity.
Yeah.
Let's see what's happening. So we do the tour. And as we're doing the tour, we're doing all the paperwork. And getting all the paperwork done prior to the tour, I should say.
Yep.
All right, getting all the paperwork done. We get it all signed. Then something needs to be changed. No. We get the paperwork signed. We wait on one more signature. This person disappears. Just disappears for like 2 weeks.
The headliner?
No. One of the people who's on the behind the scenes.
Okay,
business.
yeah.
Does not sign the paperwork, but we have to get this done. Like we are on a timeline. Like you have a timeline. We need to book these places. Like if you're taking 2 weeks, 2 weeks is a long time when you're planning something.
Yeah.
That means I have 2 weeks of not being able to plan.
And you be thinking, oh, it's just a signature. I can get that in a day.
No, and they're just they're just BSing.
Yeah.
So like, okay, cool. We just like, what, fuck it, we'll run without it.
Yep.
Did everything. This person's like, yeah, like, whatever. I'll help whenever we lose anything, or like I'm here for that, blah, blah. That's not what ended up happening. No. So we end up in the end losing money. And because my name was on the contract and somebody else's name was on the contract, we had to take the personal loss financially because the tour didn't sell.
Yep.
And here's where the kicker is. We did not initiate the tour. The person who didn't sign the paperwork initiated it. So he damn near finessed us. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it was a finesse, but like, it was just like, it was so food. But God works in mysterious ways. Now that person is one of like an artist who fucks with me and has a huge following. Yeah. And is like a real good friend of mine. Yeah. And so we get, because we were toured for a long time together and became real close. Yep. So like, you have to take a lot. All right, we took a financial loss, and I think that the realness, I kept it a rack with him. I was like, this is what's going on. Yep. I'm going to be transparent. Yep. This is why shit's fucked up. It's coming out of our pocket. Yep. Like, this is not something I even planned on. Yep. And at that time, I was transitioning to a new place, so that was hard, trying to get a new crib and have money there. How, like, you know what I'm saying?
And they act like we don't have these personal
still
lives
have
and
personal
real
lives.
bills and
real bills
like,
and stuff.
The personal money hit everybody, bro.
It hits. The first day, and them automatic payments do not care.
Man.
They don't care. So that was probably one of my worst situations. Yeah. But mostly 90% of the time I don't have issues like that. Yeah. Like it's usually pretty smooth. I try to keep the same circle around me. If I bring in somebody new, you have to have been recommended to me. Yeah. By someone I trust. Yeah. So I tried that's one of the things is I don't mind working with new people. Yeah. But I like to have heard something about you. Yep. You know what I mean? And I think that that's a big thing for this industry is understanding that networking and recommendations matter. Referrals are huge. If you say, how many times have I texted you and said, hey, do you know about this guy? Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Anytime somebody from Iowa. Daily. Anytime somebody from Iowa hit me up to work, I'm like, I've never heard of you, so let me ask Tone. That's the person I know who's pretty tapped in the Iowa industry, so he can be able to say, like, oh, yeah, that's a cool dude. Work with him. Like, he's legit. Or, well, I've seen some of this, I've seen that, and I'm just going to be honest with you. So that way, now, it's on me now. Yep. You know what I mean? Like, you got to have real people in your circle to put the ball in your court because you could just not pass me the ball and just let me be the one lost. Yeah. You feel me? So, like, I'm here like, okay, cool. Now, I'm a kind-hearted person, so I still might be like, I'll take a risk. And that's that's kind of like one of my downfalls sometimes is like I'm kind-hearted and be like, everybody's not. That was just a bad experience with you.
That was their experience. You won't do me like that,
you
boy.
You a piece of shit.
A piece of shit is a piece of shit.
A piece of shit is a piece of shit. It's going to flush the thing.
That's we're variants. I've dealt with that too many times. You hear from somebody else, hey, that's not a good person. Well, they haven't done me wrong, and then they do you wrong. God damn, you really ain't. You just ain't shit.
Oh, God.
Yeah. No, story of my life. So, all right, we still going along with the story. So this all stemmed from, the Riley Young Creative Show, and Matt dropped the 2 songs. I think somewhere in there, I was in the paper, and made sure your name got dropped for Stick Up.
Yeah.
We were gonna rename it Hands Up for the newspaper, but it already got published. So now it's a Stick Up on the album.
Yeah.
You sent me that like the day before the hashtag It's a Stick Up. I was like, oh yeah, that's the title. But so that was dope. So we got a ton of press since then too, and like it's super dope when it's not just you name dropping yourself. Like
all the time.
We've both tag teamed it and it fucking came at it, and that's just fire. I think after Triple I, I'm sure we did other stuff, but shit, what did we do?
I don't know what was the third song. How about that one?
I'd have to look at the track list to see what came after that.
Yeah, because I don't remember I couldn't sit here and say the order that we recorded and picked.
We ain't even gonna
try. That's too much. But what I can say is somewhere along that line that we recorded another song, and then we started talking about let's do a project.
You know what? I think Spotlight is the only other one we recorded together.
Yeah.
Everything else was remote. So we'll just consider Spotlight the third song, and we'll get to that story too.
That we recorded together.
Yeah, but I would say after Triple I probably led to Summer Jam. Yeah, and that whole week was just dope. Like everything from doing podcasts in here, the recording session. Yeah, Nate recorded a big old bit.
You know what? That might have been that was when I came back here because we recorded Aesthetic and he recorded Big Ol' Bit. So we did those songs here. So that was the next time that we linked. And I still don't think we have recorded any songs yet.
No, I was busy, dude. I was shooting a music video. I was starring in a music video. And then I was engineering y'all's session, so we didn't even get to record anything together. Like, that was not me and Nate, not me and you either.
No, we didn't record.
But it was just, I just love that, like, we were all able to work and be creative. And the songs that came out of that, like I said, Aesthetic and Big Ol' Bitch is
those are two fire songs.
Two fire songs. Seeing Nate perform Big Ol' Bitch in New York, and they fucking we gotta get to New York too. Yeah. Damn, all right, I gotta get somebody to pick my daughter up because we got some stories. This might be part one.
Yeah. What time is it right now?
It's only 2:54. So we'll get to Summer Jam. We'll just go ahead and skip to Summer Jam and. So yeah, it was that week. We got to ball that week. You got to see the gym. That shit was dope. You kicked some ass. I think you went 3-0. Yeah. Anybody on the team with him?
5-0.
Oh, we gonna count the games of 21.
Hey, that's crazy. You can't remember the order, but you remember how many wins you had. That's wild. That boy crazy.
Yeah, that man can hoop. I think we are gonna do a 3-on-3 this year for Summer Jam. So,
that'd be fire.
Yeah, I think bring your team. Be ready. You know, I won't be the actual baller of T1, but I will DJ it, make sure it's recorded, might even referee it, but I'm good. I'm retired.
Man, what?
Yeah, I had my ankles broke on my birthday. Shout out D-Russ. And I'm like, I'm done with this. Just rap, my boy.
That's crazy.
But yeah, and then we get to Iowa Summer Jam.
Yep, so we do Iowa Summer Jam. That was cool.
We had a big-ass sponsored dinner, lunch, breakfast, whatever at Gianni's. Shout out Gianni's.
That was super cool.
Shit was fun. Shout out Malachi Customs. I think he's going to be doing our variants merch. We'll be posting that this weekend, so I'm excited about that. But yeah, Summer Jam. Let's talk about it. What were your expectations? How did it turn out?
Honestly, I always just go into I'm just ready for whatever. Okay. You know what I mean? So I'm a very it's 5 people here. I'm finna turn this bitch up. Yep. It's 500. I'm finna turn this bitch up. Yep. So for me, it just was I didn't have no thought process. I was just happy to be able to get Nate part of it because that was one of the first events that I booked Nate for. Yeah. Becoming working with him as having him and Grace on there, and I just started being their booking agent. So that was a great
killed, man.
Yeah, Nate did a great job.
They had a nice little merch booth. Shout out Young Bullet came through.
Yeah,
and dude, the performances. I mean, you walked away with something. We'll get to that too. But what was your thought process? So I think that was probably your first time seeing me perform because. Yeah. All the other tours and the other shows, I just DJ'd.
Yeah.
So what was your thoughts on that? And then how did that motivate you or what?
Well, honestly, and I will say this was one of the first shows I've been a part of that everybody brought it. I knew I was performing later, but sitting there watching everybody, I was like, wow, I'm not used to people at bands and dancers and everybody was bringing their shit, and I was like, okay, I'm just me and this mic.
Yep.
What I'm gonna do? Yep. You know what I'm saying? Yep. I was like, but I was like, I know, you know, I love to perform, so I'm just gonna do what I do.
Yeah.
And, it just, I don't know. I lost my brain cells for a second and just did what I do. You know what I'm saying?
Into Spider-Man.
I turned.
He climbed the ceiling and performed from the ceiling.
Hey, that was heat. So,
seeing something like that, like I was like, "Yep, that's why I fuck with him."
Yeah, and I was like, and it's crazy because I know, like, looking at like shows, you don't know. You know what I mean? You don't know what you're gonna expect, and you don't know how great performers are, even if you've never seen them.
Right.
And so you get to see all these people, and I'm like, wow, like they're doing 1 or 2 songs, and people are like in there with them. They know the words, they're vibing, you got bands, and it was so like, you know what I mean? You brought the band, and I was like, okay, y'all are really performing.
Yeah.
So I was like, I gotta come up here and do my shit. So you know, that was what stood out for me, and that was a great night. That was a great night.
It was fire.
It was dope. It was dope.
Like the
and we
spider
so
shot.
we still at that point still hadn't started working on variants. We still hadn't made no songs.
We made the 2.
That's just those 2.
But we didn't know that we were gonna do a full project.
No, we still hadn't even started that.
Yeah.
So I don't know where the first, like, where we started on the second half of like, okay, we got these 2 songs, let's like make more. I don't even know. You know what though? Because the original plan was we were gonna make an EP. We were gonna do like 2 songs.
Yeah, you had talked about it. You was like, bro, I want to get to a point where I'm dropping an album every month of the year.
No. What it was, I was originally trying to do 2-song EPs with artists.
Okay.
That was my plan.
Okay.
And then that's why and I was like, oh, this works out perfectly. Let's just do 2 songs. But they didn't match.
Yep.
You know, they were so
total opposite feeling. Yeah, it wasn't.
And so we was like, all right, let's just
it didn't tell the full story.
No.
And even now, like this has to be a series. Like the feedback that I'm getting. Variants, Earth 117, Tone the Boss, CHISongwriter. Y'all need to stream that on all platforms.
Yes.
And give us some feedback. Tell us what you like. If there's anything you don't like, I want to hear it all. But the feedback that I'm getting off this project is crazy.
Yeah,
like, it's just like the quotes and the y'all energies and like, you know, I'm very bar heavy and I can do like anthem hooks or whatnot. But you can do any hook. You got the melodic.
I appreciate it.
Like you got the flow. Like it sticks with you. You can get something to stick with no matter what it is you're saying.
I appreciate that.
So, but us mashing together, like, it's just wild.
It rocked. I love it. And man, we start talking about those songs. I cannot wait because that's the crazy
we
part.
gonna have to get to it. All right, so we'll fast forward again to Iowa Summer Jam. I think that was the next time you were in Iowa.
Yeah.
Well, you did do a show in Dubuque. I think I was out of town for that.
The Dubuque show, I did another Triple I tour.
Okay.
So that was my next Triple I tour. I don't know if that was before or after. I can't remember.
That was before the IMAs.
That was before the IMAs.
Yep.
Before the IMAs, after Iowa Summer Jam. So you said, it was in between. Yep. And so then we did.
It was a filler episode.
Yeah, it was chill. I still made some cool connections with some people and brought out some friends. And I think that's my favorite thing about all this is just bringing people together.
Yep, that's
love
the best
creativity.
part about music, man.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Iowa Music Awards. You were nominated for Best Performance.
Yeah.
And at what point did you know you won?
I honestly I got reached out to about I think Lim reached out to me and told me I was nominated.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, cool, that's dope. Yeah. And I'm thinking like, then you like, hey man, are you coming out? And I was like, I don't know, bro, cause I got it was like, what do I got to do to get you out? And I was like, what? It's like, it's not that serious. Like, no, I didn't say it like that. I wasn't thinking like that. I'm just talking shit. But I was just thinking like, well, shit, like I got a lot going on, but I mean, what's up? So, you know, you offered me a place to stay, so that was love. And so like, I still didn't know, but I was like, you know, that'd be crazy. I'd be like, you done tricked me.
Yeah. It was Halloween.
It was Halloween. You done tricked me. It got me all the way out here.
It was a trick and a treat.
Like, nah, you ain't win, brother, but hey, you stay. So I just kind of was like, okay, if they're showing this much love, like off the rip, just like not even thinking about like, a good friend, but just off the level of like, okay, something, you know, maybe something up. So let me get myself kind of prepared. So I started preparing a speech and thinking about what to say. Yeah. And then, then we were sitting there just watching. And I was like, I was really amazed at the production. Yeah. Like, that was amazing. It really,
shout out Sten Jotty, man. Those reels that he created building up. And I think
that was great.
I think it might have even been Lyrical that did the Iowa Summer Jam one. Like, And these are all people that, I'm glad you got to meet Sten. You haven't met Lyrical yet, but he produced Victory Lap, and you're on Victory Lap 2. They wouldn't let me name it Remix. I never even got to tell you that.
And you know what's funny is I meant to text you and say I love how you named those songs.
Oh, that's why, yeah.
Because you said it was Victory Lap. No. Do they let you do remix?
It did not let me type in remix. Not in this
because you did. You said I got next 2, but it was TOO.
Yeah.
And I was like, that was hard.
Yeah.
I don't know if I was like, either he's special ed or
That is not a typo. God, that's embarrassing. Yeah, I definitely should have texted you beforehand, but by the time I get to work and it's like 2 a.m. and I'm like, bro, I'm just trying to get this done.
I thought it was smart. It was like I got next 2.
Yeah, like
not
also
number
like
2, but also I got next.
because it's the remix
cool.
and it's part 2. And it's like, well, shit, I also got next.
Yeah,
so,
I thought that was creative. So I was like, that's super cool.
Yeah,
and I didn't notice it until I looked at it later. And I was like, dang, that was smart. I don't know if he's slow or if he's smart. I'm trying to figure out. I swear to God, from within my brain,
yeah,
I was like,
I will credit. I think it's like Cardi B or something, but she did those remixes to. So I met Fendi. We actually roommated in South by Southwest. Fendi, the rapper from Chicago.
Okay.
And she had a song that was "Point Me to the Sluts," and then Cardi B hopped on it, and they named it "Point Me To" instead of "Point Me Remix," and then they did the number 2. And then Cardi, I think, also
that's hard.
remixed "Tomorrow" by Glorilla or something.
Yeah.
It was either Cardi or somebody, but they named it "Tomorrow 2." And I think it was still the number 2 as well. So it's kind of like a pattern. I was like,
that's hard.
How could I steal that? So I got next 2, I think was
the TOO.
Yeah, TOO, yeah.
Added in. That's cool.
Yeah. But yeah. So you won an award, gave a dope ass speech, found out hella people from Peoria. We will be doing a show at Peoria this Saturday at the Trolley, right?
At the Trolley, yeah.
We got hella people on there. We're not gonna go through the list, but it's gonna be everybody coming out.
Yeah, we both sides bringing friends out, and that's once again, like when I say what I was saying earlier, like the people that I brought out are people who have showed me love. So these are people who have been on my shows, people who have been willing to work with me and trust me for writing, trust me for touring, trust me. You know what I mean? So like I'm a person, like I said, once you work with me and you show me you're a professional too, any opportunity, you're the first people I'm hitting up.
Yeah.
So hey, I got this going on. Come through. You know what I'm saying? If you want to do it or not. If it don't work out for your schedule, don't work out for if the the guidelines don't work for you, whatever. Trust me. But they know how I move and I know how you move. So let's do it.
This is a perfect transition to the story I was deciding if we should tell or not.
Oh shit!
About when shit didn't necessarily work out the way it should, but we just gonna go into it, man.
For Iowa City?
Unimpaired, man. They played us.
I think it was.
It was a lot of miscommunication, and all parties can take some responsibility.
Yeah,
they absolutely need to as well.
What blew me is that they didn't take any responsibility to it.
It was just us. Oh, you booked the wrong time. Well, we sent you the flyer, and you approved the flyer, and
there's never. It was a lot. So
this is a pay the cost to be the boss story, but it was supposed to be the Iowa Music Awards after party on Halloween, Unimpaired. We had already talked about it. I guess there was always a plan for you to come to Iowa because you were trying to plan a tour.
Yeah.
And people got all, whatever, people in. And then I'm like, well, let's just keep the Unimpaired show. Let's keep that. We can make it the Iowa Music Awards after party. We still got the lineup and everything in Iowa, and then give people something to do on Halloween, at least the adults.
Yeah.
So, we book it. We make a dope flyer. We get a lot of people hype up about it. I rent a limo. And we
went all the way in on that. Like, that was definitely it was all set up to be really cool.
And on the way to the venue, they tell us, "Hey, you were supposed to be here 4 hours ago."
And I'm like, I did not. I thought we had to be here, at this time.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, no, you. And like I said, there's paperwork that I did, put together and sign with them. So okay, cool. But we sent the flyer off, and they approved the flyer with the times.
Yeah.
So I just think it wasn't they didn't double check the flyer, and I didn't we just had so much going on that we just didn't, because we signed that paperwork months ago.
Yeah.
And so I should have double checked that too. So on my end, I should have double checked the paperwork before approving the time.
Yeah.
So that's my miscommunication, right? That's where I take my fault.
And
but
if you
get a flyer,
what was dope though is I kept, and it was weird, but I just had that feeling, and I was like, I don't need to micromanage, but I was like, hey bro, just check in with them real quick, and you did, and you confirmed, hey, everything good, hey, this flyer good, hey, and I'm like, just one more text, and you did,
and everything was all cool. I was like,
and you was even like, bro, we really really don't need to do this. It's all set in stone. I'm like, yeah, just one more time for the one time.
And then it still was everything was all saying like it was good. And then the day in the moment, like really an hour before we get there, which was an hour later, like we were hours after supposed to be there, but an hour before we thought we were supposed to be there. And hey, you're supposed to be here like now. You should have been here like 3 hours ago. Like, oh, that's not what I thought was going on, but whatever. We're trying to rush now. And then what happened? Like, oh yeah, so it just took us a minute to get to the After that, it was
at one point the limo got stuck in a ditch.
That was after.
Okay, I was gonna make the story better and say, the reason we were hours behind.
No, we got our ass stuck after, but it's still funny because it's like we're just moving and we were trying to make it extravagant. Like we grabbed a bunch of people, had it nice, like we had good plans for it. Had people coming.
People were already there, and
people were there hanging out,
crazy.
Waiting.
It's like I'm like, what's the issue? Like people are there spending money. We're on our way. We're about to pull up an hour earlier than we planned on being there. It's just 2 hours later than you wanted us there, and it was not communicated, and we had the time. So
we had.
I said all parties can take some responsibility on it. I was extra with the limo. The limo, like if we would have just hopped in a car, we would have got there on time. Like, oh shit, we got to be here. All right, cool. But we didn't already pre-planned so much, and like I like to do shit extravagantly. But you even warned me, like, hey, bro, it's. This not coming together as smoothly as it should. Maybe we shouldn't force it. I'm like, nah, I don't like canceling nothing. So here's my responsibility is me being reluctant to just say, let's plan it out better and take some more time with it. And I'm like, nah, we can make it happen. We can make anything happen.
And I think that's the thing that matches well with us. Like there's some things that complement when we work together. Because like I'm a pretty meticulous person when it comes to like just like timing. Like I'm very like I want to plan out 4 months, 5 months in advance. I want to have, and even if it's one small show, like it might be only 10, like it might be 8 people coming to do a showcase. Like I be wanting to have that planned together, everything booked. Like I feel like maybe it's like you can move a little faster than me, maybe, or if it's just the fact that like it's like I already got, I don't know what it is, but
that's where like the overconfidence though can hurt me. Like it's oh man, I've done this so much, I ain't gotta. But like no, you still have to do everything from A to Z.
You do
like every time. Just because you know A to F so well and done it so many times doesn't mean you get to skip those steps. Every step is important in this process and. Yeah, and we still learn. That's the biggest thing about this is we still learn.
But here's this is I say that I want to make sure like just for the audience like to understand like I work with pretty big like festivals in Chicago and I work with like people who are, they're making millions of dollars on these events. And even there are mistakes, there are miscommunications, there are things. So I like when we do that, like I have to remind myself that to not get down on myself and being like, hey man, like I'm never gonna be somebody because I can't even get this right. But it's like these people are making millions of dollars at these events, and I've watched be backstage at some of the biggest shows and watch it be all types of unorganized. Like it's not even that we were unorganized; it's just like making miscommunication, and it happens and. You get a bunch of people who aren't thinking about others. They're only thinking about what they're doing in that moment, like what they're supposed to do. And you didn't do this, so let's figure out why that didn't work out, and then let's revisit that. And that's just what it is.
Yeah. And like, immediately, like, bro, I don't know if you remember the next day, but I felt like shit. Like, I was like, bro, we took an L. I done spent all this money. Like, I was like, I didn't even want to leave the room. I'm like, oh, he out here. I got to, like, he's a guest, so I got to entertain him, but I'm pissed off right now. And I'm, in my head, it's like, oh, fuck Unimpaired. And it's like, really, I didn't know they were going through a shutdown. So it's like, they had all this pressure we didn't know about.
Yeah, I didn't know about that.
So yeah, they were going through that and officially shut down like a month ago. And the irony and full circle moment of this is in the paper article, it says, and the last show promoted by Unimpaired was the Iowa Music Awards after party who had told the boss and CHISongwriter. So we got more press. I swear.
Lying.
No lie, no cap.
How do I not see this stuff?
Yeah, shout out Choppy. She sent me the article. And I was like, damn,
we still won. Oh, you said we still won. I said, damn, we got them shut down. That's wild.
Nah, it wasn't.
Shut the party down, baby.
It was a win. It was a win. A win is a win. A win is a win.
That's wild. No, that's funny though.
Yeah, but no, man. So yeah, that next day, like I said, I was feeling like shit, and he was like, "Let me play you some records real quick." And I think that's where you played me back up for me.
Oh, you know what?
And
Then
I think we went to the
that.
studio.
So was that? Then that was the first song.
I think that was Spotlight. I think that
No,
was the
it
day.
is-
When did we do Spotlight?
So let me think about what's on the project right now, because I do think that because we did overseas before these songs.
Yep.
Yeah. So I don't know.
We're not gonna figure those songs
Yeah,
out.
like,
but I think this is the time we recorded Spotlight.
This is the time that we ended up recording Spotlight, and Backup was talked about.
Yep.
Do we tell the story for Spotlight?
Nah, we're gonna play the records. We got to get to the records.
Okay.
Yeah, man. So, but we did record Spotlight that time. It was that trip.
That was that trip.
So after all the BS, we was like, we just got to hit the studio.
Yeah, because that was after the award show, and I yeah. You know, we'll tell the story.
So we hit the studio, and we gotta play the record to tell the story. So I think from here we played the project Variants, Earth 117, 117, however you want to say that number. That the 117 is my lucky number. I didn't made a baby off that number. I didn't been married. I didn't propose, a lot of crazy things, and I see that number like 10 times a day minimum. Like I got to a point where I used to screenshot it because it's like every time that number always comes up.
Yeah.
So when you was like, hey, let's just pick a number, I was like, well, shit, this is my lucky number. And then we're gonna turn this into a series. Like,
right. And so
we got so much new shit that we're already excited about that we
didn't even get to put on this project.
On this one. But so there'll be another one, and I want to use like your lucky number or something that relates to you in a different planet.
I got numbers all the
so I think this was pretty dope. But yeah, man, it started with Heartless and Stick Up, and just us taking a chance with each other and finding out that we were variants.
Here we are.
We just from a different earth and timeline, but yeah.
Should we take a shot before we start?
I think we should take a shot by Casa Amor. This is the Reposado.
Oh, this is a gold, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm still hungover from last night, so today is me.
The man didn't even drink nothing.
Doing the hair of the dog. First
he
of all,
literally had a cider and one drink with tequila. You see how I ain't say no names?
Yeah.
You see how I didn't mention no names?
I had a cider, all right. Cider spelled S-I-D-E-R. No. Oh, man. All right. Once again, shout out Casa Amor Tequila. This is to the Variants, Earth 117 project. CHISongwriter, Tone the Boss.
Yeah.
Make sure y'all get the capitalization right. We got to talk about that too. But for now, cheers. My Variants.
Let's get it.
He drank the whole thing. This is a sipper.
Oh, I thought that was...
Sir, this is Reposado. You got to like swish
it
it
was a
around and like, you got to play with it. Pause.
I guess this next half of this is gonna go crazy. Like Shy just saying whatever. You let him drink that.
All right, we're gonna give about 30 seconds of each record on the project. Again, it's Earth 117 Variants. Search it, all platforms. This first record, Just Work. I'm gonna play 30 seconds and then we can talk about even the order of the songs and how it came together. So yeah, let's get it. Play, motherfucker.
Work, just work. I ain't got no time for the playground. Just work. I've been going hard since playground. Just work. This the winner circle, you can't stay round. Just work. My team going up and they stay down. Just work. See, I'm focused, I'm just trying to get my bands up. I got a vision and pull all of my friends up, but they gotta put in work too. That's the mantra. Don't have your hands out if you never put your hands up. I'm getting money, so they just wanna spend it, but I be getting money just to put it in my business. They don't get it.
Look, I had to keep going with the beat drop. I was like, hold on, we can't stop right there. Yo, Just Work is like the perfect intro song for us, who we are, us being variants, and literally we just work.
Yeah.
Like nonstop.
Yeah, that's when we were talking about the order, and then I was like, that'll be, and I think it's gonna be cool. Like, I want you to definitely take credit for the parts that you take. Every time we talk about it, take credit, because I want people to see how much collaborative this was. Like, when you said, I was like, here, I had this number, and like I thought about this. It's such a collaborative project. It's crazy. So with Just Work, I was like, this is the intro to who we are.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And the song was something that I had already made. I was working with my producers off key.
Yeah.
And so I was like,
Shout out to Off Key.
Off Key Productions. They in Atlanta.
Yeah.
So I met them and we started working on, we work on TV and film projects. That's what we do. That's our plan. So we had this song and I was like, man, we had already had I Got Next. They actually was like, you know who would sound dope on this? They was like, Tone would sound cool on this. And I was like, yeah, they rock with they rock with you.
I had no idea.
Yeah, they rock with
That's
you.
wild.
Yeah, they really like because they've heard our songs.
Okay.
Yeah, they really because they've heard the songs that we have done. They heard that I Got Next remix came first.
Okay.
You gotta remember that.
Okay.
That came first.
Okay.
So they heard how you rapped it. They was like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, this is like it just makes sense.
Yeah, it really
And I didn't have a
does.
second verse on there anyway. And they was like, you gotta throw a second verse on there. I was like,
Yeah.
well, look, there's boom, here we go.
Yep.
So it worked out.
That's gonna be fun when we get to backup too, and why that doesn't have a second verse. But I just it's crazy because and I want your opinion on it too. Is like when we're the boss,
Yeah.
it's not necessarily hard to relinquish any power. It's actually a relief when somebody else steps up.
Man.
So you saying nope, this is the track list because I sent you one and you was like nope, this is it, and like there was no argument, there was no rebuttal, there wasn't even a why. It was just like yep, I just trust you. I know you have an answer. And yep, cool. And it feels good to not, bro, I be stressing over my track order, bro. Like, I got an album I done pushed back like 4 months just because I wasn't happy with the track order and it needs to be natural. I don't want to sit there and focus and look like I'm doing calculus. Like, bro, just do the fucking record. And I just can't move like that.
I think the big thing, too, is that we have two things that we really love to do. And that's like one of my favorite things to do is like putting tracks together.
Yeah.
I love that. That's like a vibe to me.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I look at it and I was like, I don't think this really makes sense. And I'm just going to be upfront. Like, because I feel like we have that relationship where we can just say what we feel. And it's not no like, bro, you trash. Like, it's just like, hey, I don't think this works out.
Yep.
I think I have a better idea. And it's not even using the term better. It's just like, I think I have another idea. Let's try this out.
Yep.
And then it's like, oh, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
It's happened to both of us.
Yeah.
You know, like you've said something and I've said something and you're like, well, how about this? And I'm like, yeah, you know what?
Yeah. And I've seen you do that and it's like, that's dope.
And
man.
I don't
like,
lie. I've grown a lot because, like, 5-10 years ago, I probably wouldn't have been able to do this much.
Nah, it's like, hold on, bro. I know how this works.
I know what I'm
already
doing.
know.
Like, but you have to let that go.
You got to acknowledge my 5 to 10 years of experience.
Exactly.
Like,
and I'm looking at like, bro, if this
works for you,
let me look at what you've accomplished. Let me look at what I've accomplished. We've both accomplished a lot.
Some
if you
crazy
say
shit.
something, there's some type of something there.
Yeah,
it don't
ain't
mean it's
pulling
always
out,
right.
Even if it is pulling out your ass, it's still like, I've had so many experiences that when I pull something out my ass, like there's still a reasoning behind
There's a reason
it.
behind it.
Yeah. So
I just be like, okay, that's like,
and we continue to grow and learn from each other, and that's why this project's so dope. We gotta get to the next song.
let's get it.
All right, this next one. I've been again. I sat on this record for a couple years now, bro. Like, so to know that it was the right one to throw you on, I love that.
I'm making money overseas. I do my thing. I'm rolling clean. I'm sipping lean. I'm blowing trees. I'm making moves out overseas. I do my thing. I got my whip. I got this weed. I got my bitch. I got this green. I got this beat from overseas. I do my thing. I'm rolling clean. I'm sipping lean. I'm blowing trees. I'm making moves out overseas. I do my thing. I got my whip. I got this weed. I got my bitch. I got this green. I got this beat from overseas. They know my name out at the airport. When you track this mileage, you can't see it on the dashboard.
Yeah, man. Overseas, like, so there's a few entendres and crazy things about this. So in just work, I actually have a lyric about overseas, and then for you to place the track right after that.
It just, and that wasn't even on purpose.
No.
And so when I listened,
shit, you should have.
I told you that.
take the dub.
I know, but I was
wins and win.
I know, but I was telling but that was one of those it was a God moment.
Yeah.
Because when I was listening to the project and like once I put the order, I was like, let me listen to it and make sure this is really it. Because I
And
didn't
it
even
tells
listen
the
to that.
story,
I just knew the story that I thought.
Yep.
And I was listening to it and I was like, oh my God. He said overseas in the first song. That's so cool.
Yep.
Like, just like I didn't purposely do that. So I think it's better that it wasn't on purpose because it's like, wow, like when things are supposed to align,
They will. Every time.
So,
Every time.
But how did that song come apart? Like,
Yeah, so we were really heavy working with Internet Money. I think we got like 4 beats from them. And this is the producer on this is Overseas. Shout out to Overseas. And he spells it OVRCZ.
that's hard, right?
It's pretty dope. So Chuck is big on connecting with everybody. So Chuck connected with him, hopped in like Discord servers and built a relationship, and like they actually cool. And this is actually another person that I bought a consultation from. I bought the consultation, did what he told me, leveled up, got some dope accomplishments from doing that. And then right after doing that, like something big happened. I don't think it was Victory. It might have been Victory Lap, but it was like listening to what he was saying led to that. And I ended up sending him a gift basket. At the time, I was sponsored by Luke Belaire. So I sent him a gift basket with a bottle of Belaire, T-shirt, some other merch. He said thank you and also sent us beats. So like this is one of those beats. I recorded to it. I had 2 verses. Didn't love the second verse, but I'm like, bro, this is a powerful record that could really do something.
Right.
And it's just sat there for like a year. And I'm like, bro, you would sound perfect on this. You come in talking about your little foreign thing.
I got a shorty overseas, little foreign hoe.
If I get my passport, that's who I'm going for.
What?
Would you say you would put Shorty in the spotlight?
Look, so I feel like, and this crazy thing is like that was my first time in a while because I got to like try to be bilingual in that song, and I haven't really studied French in like years.
But
I
you
took
took
6
like-
years.
yeah, 6 years
I took
of
6 years
French.
of French. So when the song was overseas, I was like, there's no reason why I don't at least try.
Yeah.
Oh, if I sound like an idiot, oh well. But I was like, I'm trying to brush myself back up on it, and it just like, so it was just fun to have. Like to like let me, it's overseas track like so if it goes overseas and they hear it, like they gonna be like, oh, these little Americans and shit.
Well, no, what's so dope like about that is like music should be fun.
Yeah.
Like you should take chances, and if I sound like a dumbass, oh well, I'm
Yeah.
having fun with it. I'm gonna use these 6 years for something
Yeah.
in this career.
Might
And
as
you
well.
even mentioned you had a teacher that was like, you should do spoken word in French. And
Yeah.
like, you know, play her the record. Maybe she won't appreciate the foreign whole part, but you know.
yeah, she might not.
But no, I think it's just super dope when you just have fun with the music. And I got a verse on this project that I definitely have fun with. We'll get to that later. But right now, like I said, I think you can put the little foreign thing in the spotlight.
Yeah.
Let me play a little bit of that. Shout out to EJ Swab, produce on that.
Yeah.
Alicia Monet is the feature.
Tonight feels right, spotlights on us. Tonight the mood's right, spotlights on us. Come take my hand and leave your problems at the door. Take a chance, we can dance, leave it all on the floor.
Welcome to the party I call my life. We can stay in or be out all night. We can take a ride or we can take flight. We can do whatever, baby, tell me your type. Let's go. Just know we main characters. And the way that we move ain't regular. I feel we can.
Yo, you really like embodied that record. Like it was crazy because we came in here like not really sure if we were even gonna record. Like we just let's hit the stool, let's vibe, let's see what we come up with something. And when we played a few beats that just wasn't like our vibe together. Like individually, yes, we could have did something, but like we decided like, bro, we need like a radio single. Like we looked at what tracks we had and we didn't have anything that was like radio or commercial.
Yeah.
And EJ just so happened was here, and I was gonna ask him to play a few beats and we buy something. And I think he was like, you know, you still got some beats of mine you ain't used. And I was like, oh my God. And it hit me which one you would sound perfect on.
And you showed me that one.
And I wanted you to do a hook on that beat. And he was like, nah, we need a singer. Like, we need to really make this commercial.
Yeah.
EJ's Girl, which actually is my very first artist. Like, literally, I wouldn't be here today as T1 if it wasn't for her believing in me.
That's hard.
And what's also crazy, I just realized having this conversation, she has been on every last project that I've dropped, like everything. Wow. And like, I even have her feature on other artists that I work with, and she always comes through. So this would have been the one project she wasn't going to be on, and she just so happened was here when EJ gave us a beat, you're in town, we're looking for a hit single, and need a singer.
But then you reverse that on my
shit.
end. When we was at the Iowa Music Awards, he won Producer of the Year. And I think we chopped it up for a brief second, and I said, bro, we got to work.
What?
I said, bro, we got to work. And literally,
Look at God.
look at God. We come here ready to find a record, and then he walks in, and I was like,
Like, does he work here?
Crazy.
Yeah, he does.
I was like, that's crazy. And it's like, it sounds so like, oh, whatever. But like, I am so big on like the reasons for things happening. So I'm like,
me and EJ usually see each other like just in passing. We never really schedule to work. And when it's right, we just work, and it happens, and it's fire. And like, for him to just so happen be here
That was
And then she's also here because
It
he'll be in
worked.
here for hours by himself, but she was also here, and it just
it worked out.
worked out.
And we ended up making a song like with exactly
something
what
we
we
could be
wanted.
proud of. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, and it went through
And
some
we all
revisions. That was dope.
all of us co-wrote.
Yep.
It was like
and
all
big
of us
shout
put our
out
parts in there.
to Rich. The engineers don't get enough credit, but
That's
like
true.
him taking the time, like and like we really went back and forth on this. Like he had some things that he was adamant about happening on this record, and like some artists might be offended, like man, but I love that. Like get passionate about our music.
Yeah.
Like even this project isn't just ours. Like
Yeah.
it's the engineers,
The
it's the
engineers.
producers, it's
Yeah.
the features, it's
Yeah.
everybody coming together. We are all variants.
Yeah, we are all variants.
So yeah, Spotlight is one that like I'm like super proud of, like
Yeah.
just the whole story and how it came together.
Mm-hmm.
This next one of the first records, and we're gonna speed through. We won't talk too long about a couple of these, but Heartless.
Yeah.
We just in here. I sent you like 4 Chuck beats. No,
Yeah.
probably. I felt like
It was
I
like
sent
4. It was like
4
4.
Chuck beats. You had something to this one immediately. Let's play Heartless. Is there like a 5-second delay in this? Oh, I'm up the
Goofball.
wrong button.
Goofball.
Goof. Oh, goof up.
How does it feel? Knowing the world is fake and nobody real. They're two-faced and with no appeal. Yeah, you all alone, stuck in your feels. How does it feel? They don't know your darkness. Don't care about your hardships. That's why you're so heartless. That's why you're so heartless.
Heartless AF, that's why I'm the best, cause I don't give none of my time to a bitch. Remember that time I gave heart to a chick? She tore it apart, now I'm hard as it gets. Gave her my money.
Yo, that one though. That one though.
That's actually my favorite song from the project.
Get out,
I love,
Heartless?
yes, I love because I like I like writing conscious music to make people think,
Yeah.
but it still has that dark.
I
trap
love the
beat.
layers. The ooh.
Yeah, I was in there
It feels like
wildin'.
Halloween dark. Like
I was wildin'
I
on
like
that one.
it. Yeah, Bro,
But your verse was crazy.
I have fun with it. I've told my story a million times of heartbreak on records, but this one was it's so many vibes. It could be whatever vibe you want. It could be an upbeat record. It
Yeah.
could be a heartbreak record. It could be whatever.
It could
you
be
want.
healing. It could be
yeah,
healing.
Yeah, absolutely. So
And
that
when
was super
I
fun.
felt like I had to go hard because it was the first time we worked together. And so
Yeah.
I was like,
Hey, you delivered.
I was like, and this is these are the songs you actually had like pay for features and stuff. And I was
Exactly.
like, oh yeah, I gotta make sure I go crazy. Like,
yeah,
you know what I
can't
mean?
pay it. Hey man, I paid the nigga.
like,
He
bro,
came
this
through,
shit
gave
is
me this
trash.
throwaway ass
Boo-boo.
verse. Heartless, that was fire. Let's shit. I think I lost the order of the record. Hold on. Oh, is it this? I think it is. All right.
It is.
My favorite record on the project.
There you go.
Shout out to Swerve.
Oh yeah.
Back up, I move on my own, need no back up. Give me some room, shawty, back up. I know you got ass, so that back up, back up, back up. I move my own, need no back up. Give me some room, shawty, back up. I know you got ass, so that back up, back up.
Back the fuck up, get smacked the fuck up, about to fuck up the room. We got all this cash amongst us, don't ask to touch us, so please don't fuck up my mood. We got all the baddies on us, the bag is on us. T1 CEO, I'm the Casanova. Whether shorty wanna smash or a boyfriend mad, trust me, yeah, we got the magnums on us.
Yo.
Whoa.
Shout out to Swerve. Like literally, he's just one of my favorite human beings. And it
He's
was
a good
wild.
dude.
It's not only is he a producer, is he your best friend?
That's my best friend. 10
Okay,
years
Chuck
plus.
is my best friend, like 20 years. So we got y'all beat. But anyway, Chuck is
I'm
my
sorry,
best.
y'all 48 years old.
We
My
are
fault.
old as fuck. But Chuck produced a couple records. Swerve produced a couple on
He
this.
got that backup. He got
Backup,
on it,
yeah. And like it's so dope. Like even you mentioned him on our first podcast before I met him.
Yeah.
You mentioned EJ as well. And like getting to meet him, like literally, he's just like no cap. He's one of my favorite human beings I've ever
he's a
been
cool
around.
dude.
So
Cool
meeting him
dude.
on the tour, we had hella laughs together. And then I got to see when it was time for motherfuckers to get the fuck out. He turned to that kind of swerve.
Yeah.
And I love that.
He got levels.
Y'all energy together when y'all performing is just crazy, unmatched. Like, cause seeing you perform, I was like, there's no getting better than this. But when you and Swerve are together, it's the one thing that does top that.
Yeah.
So, like, we'll have them out there at the Peoria show. But that backup verse, bro, when I heard that, when you played it at the crib that day, and I was pissed off. I write my best shit when I was pissed off. So I was pissed off on the unimpaired shit. So I was back the fuck up, get smacked the fuck up. I'm about to fuck up the room.
You did write that in that moment.
I had at least those 4 bars from that energy. So, another blessing in disguise.
Yeah. And that's crazy because you was like, I need some of that mosh pit music shit.
Yeah.
And I think you might have said it in that moment.
Yeah.
You did say that. And I was like, I think I got something for you.
Yeah.
And I showed you that and you was like, whoa. And I've had that song for over a year.
I was mad. Like, nigga, you been sitting on this? You
Yeah,
holding out?
I had that chorus for over a year, just recorded and sitting. So
we almost had a feature on it, and like now I'm kind of glad it's just us, like because it fits the project, and it's the only song that I've ever released with only one verse on there.
Yeah.
But both of our presence are felt.
It's
And
felt.
like I'm excited as hell to perform it for the first time tonight. We'll be at Mr. B's. 8 p.m.
Yeah.
Various Earth 117. We got one last song, and I gotta go.
Okay.
You ready?
It's a what?
It's wild. We're gonna end with this one because it's the one we really started with.
Yes, sir.
One of our first records we recorded.
Full fucking circle.
Hands up. It's a stick up.
Hey.
Like, goddamn it.
Hey, yo, Chuck, you suck.
Put 'em up. Put your hands. 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 Put 'em up. Put your hands up. Stick 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 up. Everybody on the ground, don't make a move or a sound. You should know what's going down. Put this chopper to your frown. Put your hands up. Stick up. Put your hands up. Stick up.
Yo, the energy on that like.
Hey, somebody texted me and he was like, bro, this I almost crashed. He said I was driving 90 miles an hour listening to this song. I was like, it'll do it.
Yeah, that's the record. Like, we don't want to encourage negative
please be
behavior,
safe.
but
Please
if you were on the way to do something that this song is aligned with, I think this is the record I would want to hear.
Oh God,
I would ski mask up like it's gonna go down.
But if you want to revert that energy the right way, put it on your workout playlist.
Yeah, there you go. That's the right way to use it. And then we'll be using it for performance purposes. Just tell them put their hands up.
Put them hands up.
Put them up. Where that come from?
Put them up. Put them up.
To use that in a song is like the dopest.
It was I just remembered it, and I was like,
we
that shit
had
reminded me of
fun. That was one of the most
Now,
fun times I've had recording.
We recorded that first though.
Did we? Was
Yeah,
that?
we recorded-
we
we recorded
wrote
Stick Up
that like
first.
together fast. Yeah, because Heartless, you had the hook before I got here. Cause
Yeah.
I was late like always. I don't even know how, but
Yeah.
I was running late, and I think you would have met with Chop Piece first or something.
I was sitting in the car and I met
I was
up
getting
with Chop
lined up.
Piece.
Yeah, so I drove here. I sent you the beats because I'm like, shit, how do I stall and like make it sound productive? Let me send them the beats. And then like by the time I sent them, you text me, but I already got a hook to one of them. I was like, damn. And then we got in there.
Yeah, no,
and,
as soon as I heard Heartless, or as soon as I heard the beats of Heartless, it was
yeah.
it's just easy.
How
So I
does
love
it?
that.
Yeah.
I love that.
But Stick Up was really the most collaborative studio session. Like that and Spotlight. Spotlight was crazy.
Yeah,
'Cause
Spotlight
that
was
was
crazy.
4 people.
That was 4
but
people.
me and you on Stick Up, and then having Chop
The
Piece,
back
shout
and
out
forth.
to Chop.
And the back
like,
and forth
her
rapping was
energy
cool.
too, though. Like we fed off of that, like her
Because
excitement.
we wanted to turn her up.
Yeah.
Like, okay, if she fucking with this, we gotta make sure she like, all right, let me make sure. So shout out to her. She definitely has some.
Bro.
Her vibe was definitely felt on that.
But your energy, not only in the booth, but even just in the control room as we're coming up with it. Come up. Stick, put 'em up. Like just getting that hype. Like it was getting me hype for real. Like, bro, I can't wait to perform this someday.
Yeah.
And the first time we got to perform this was in New York.
Yeah.
Which we didn't even talk about that trip.
Nah,
which
wait a minute,
look,
bro. We got a lot. We got too much.
so much more to talk about. But for now, come see us. Come have a drink with us at Mr. B's tonight, 8 o'clock. We're going to do top 5 collab albums. We're going to get content. We're going to perform a few of these records.
Yeah.
Can't wait. Appreciate you, like, God putting us together and us finding our variants is something that you normally don't do in this lifetime or timeline.
Yeah.
And I'm glad we met, bro.
Hey, it's all love, bro.
Hey.
We gonna keep doing what we doing. This is only year
This-
one.
Year one. Volume one. Year
one.
one. Shout out to Sammy. Comic
Yeah.
book on the way.
Yeah. Shut up.
Yeah, it's official. If you say it on the pod, it's gotta happen.
You talking too much.
Listen to the album, project, EP. What do we? It's just project.
Hey, hold on.
just-
What? Hold on.
what do we call it?
What they do? They say.
official. But yeah. What is this an album or EP or
It's
just a project?
technically an EP because it's less than 30 minutes. So
Okay.
you know what I mean? But we got 8 solid tracks on there. So
Yep.
make sure y'all go check that out. Stream it on your favorite platform.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Variants, Earth 117.
Hey, follow your boy at CHISongwriter. He be trying to tell me I misspell it when it's a miscapitalization, if that's even a word.
Okay. So
A misspell and a miscapitalization are two different things,
that's
right?
fine. Yeah, it is.
Because he's
Okay,
like, you
cool.
spelled my name wrong. And I read it 10 times, and he don't just tell me I didn't capitalize something right.
So tone's a little slow.
Oh,
so
wow.
it's capital C, capital H, capital I, capital S. And then everything else is lowercase because the CHIs originally comes from, like, that was my name originally, just Shy, but that's too short. And, like, as far as branding wise, like,
Yeah, you got a whole
you know,
city to compete with.
yeah, I got a lot to battle with. You feel
Yeah,
me?
yeah.
So there's like Chai, like there's another brand with that name. It's just too much. So it's like, all right, and my Twitter handle was CHISongwriter already.
Perfect.
So I was like, you know what?
Shout out to Twitter,
Shout out
formerly known as Twitter, now X.
Just like
The
a
X
lot of these
formerly
girls
known as
out here,
Twitter.
just an X.
It's just an X.
Just like-
Follow us at CHISongwriter, at DJ Told the Boss on Instagram. We out here, Earth 117. And tonight, Mr. B's. Tomorrow, we're hitting a 360 stage. I ain't even never did that.
Oh, we gonna
got
do
an
it.
hour-long set. Shout out Matty Block Music. I hope they in the building, but the way this weather is set up, you know.
I understand.
And then Saturday, we
in Peoria,
we hitting the P.
hitting our hometown. You know what I mean? Hitting up the trolley. We gonna have a good time. So
Oh, and next week, we in Phoenix.
yeah.
Let's go. Peace, y'all.